Morning to everyone assembled here. American politician Bill Flores says, imagine having all of your freedom taken away, being forced to work against your will, and constantly living under the threat of violence. In short, being forced to live as a slave. Sadly, this situation is a reality for millions of children, women, and men each year as a part of global human trafficking industry. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to this event, World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, organized by Goa Police in collaboration with NGO URS, Anyay Rahit Zindagi. It is an honor to have with us DGP Goa, Shri Jaspal Singh, IPS, who is the chief guest for the day. We also have with us DIGP Goa, Srimati Aslam Khan, IPS, SP Women and Child Protection Unit, Shri Bosset Silva, and Director of URS, Mr. Arun Pandey. I would now request Ms. Farad to welcome DGP Goa, Shri Jaspal Singh, with a stole. Thank you, Farad. I would request Ms. Jofara to welcome DIGP Goa, Srimati Aslam Khan, with a stole. Thank you. Pope Francis says, human trafficking is a scourge, a crime against the whole of humanity. It is time to join forces and work together to free its victims and eradicate this crime that affects all of us, from individual families to the worldwide community. Today's event is an effort to sensitize the society, especially our youth, about this evil and take measures to curtail its rise. So now I request the Director of URS, Shri Arun Pandey, to kindly welcome the dignitaries and the participants for today's event.
Respected Shri Jaspal Singh Ji, Director General of Police, Goa, Srimati Aslam Khan, Deputy Inspector General of Police, Goa, Mr. Boslet Silva, SP, Goa, Madam Maria Fonseca, DYSP, Goa, Madam Sarnara Teles, President Children's Court, my dear friends from police, NGOs, Goa State Legal Service Authority, and most importantly students. It's really nice to see that so many young students have gathered today to observe World Day Against Trafficking in Person. World Day Against Trafficking in Person, as you all know, UN has declared this because UN felt that this is a pandemic, this is a global pandemic. And to address this global pandemic, we need to have a day at least to acknowledge that this is a global pandemic. The day has been announced by UN so that we create awareness about human trafficking and also work towards the protection of rights of victims of human trafficking. Now we talk about India. We find that it's an inter-country trafficking happening or intra-country trafficking happening. Unfortunately, Goa is also affected due to human trafficking. What we find here, there are various kind of forms, but what we find here is mainly the trafficking related to sex. Unfortunately, Goa is one of the major destination states. जब हम इंडिया की बात करते हैं, अभी हमने स्टैटिस्टिक्स निकाली है, उसके अनुसार the girls have been trafficked, ma'am, not only from 24 states of India, and not only from Indian states, but the girls are also being trafficked from Nepal, Bangladesh, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. Goa Police and other law enforcement agency and us are doing their bit. We had some success wherein we have rescued girls. Goa Police has rescued girls. In fact, the credit goes to Goa Police. As per NCRB data 2020, maximum number of cases per capita population were registered by Goa Police. But unfortunately, when it comes to the conviction rate, it was zero in 2020. But effort is being taken. We had certain success, we had certain failures. But what is alarming that the problem continues. What is we also need to keep in mind that the recent COVID has further caused vulnerability to girls and women to commercial sexual exploitation. Especially I talked about my experience related to commercial sexual exploitation. Whatever we are seeing all across India, young girls who are bread earners for the family, they are becoming vulnerable. And what is added is that use of internet and cyberspace for luring these girls for commercial sexual exploitation. And in fact, this is the reason that UN this year is focusing mainly on combating human trafficking using technology. Because technology today can be used in a correct way also and misused also. So we find is that today when it comes to human trafficking, the children, girls are being lured in the name of marriage, jobs. The traffickers are soliciting customers when we talk about Goa, using internet. We find in large number of cases wherein the victim have rescued, those are cases wherein internet-based commercial sexual exploitation is involved. So it is a big challenge before us. But what we see today, the gathering of so many youths here, it gives us a hope that in coming days we have a bright future, because it is the youth who are going to contribute towards combating sex trafficking. The Goa Police has demonstrated its resolve to combat sex trafficking by organizing this program. But alone, police, law enforcement agency and NGOs can't do much till and until there is a participation of society. And youth play a very important role in this. What we find is that if youth can be vigilant, they ensure that they don't become victims of human trafficking. The youth ensure that they don't directly or indirectly play any role which contributes to crime. If youth decide that in case they find any case of crime that they come to know, they report to the police. What I would also request the youth gathered today from different colleges, if they can go back, discuss with their faculties and think of having anti-human trafficking units at their colleges, because that would help in combating human trafficking in Goa. Thank you very much, all of you who have come here to observe the human trafficking, the World Day Against Human Trafficking. We see it is quite hard. We also see that the youth have been quite creative. They have designed posters. Okay, I'll end here, not take much time. Thank you very much to the Goa Police for collaborating with us for observing this day against human trafficking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request SP Women and Child Protection Unit, Shubhasit Silva, to address the gathering.
Respected DGP sir, Ma'am, Aslam Khan, DIG Goa, Mr. Pandey, and all those who are gathered here. Today, as Mr. Pandey has just mentioned, we are here gathered to observe what the United Nations has declared as the World Anti-Human Trafficking Day. Human trafficking today has become a big business, be it for sexual exploitation, uses for bonded labor and whatnot. Years back, one of the famed Punjabi pop stars, Daler Mehendi, he was involved in trafficking. He used to make youngsters from Punjab members of his troupe and take them to Canada and United States. He was booked. We have had cases where ours was involved. Together, we have rescued a young girl way back in 2006 when I was DYSP crime. That case, I guided Isilda D'Souza, who is today a DYSP, and it ended in conviction. In fact, she is receiving the Home Minister's Award for that conviction on Independence Day 2022. There was another case where together with us, we had cracked down. In that case, Mr. Ram Asre Upadhyay, who is also a DYSP today, was involved. Cracked down on a group from Andhra Pradesh that was using children for begging. They used to come in a matador van which used to be parked somewhere near Kadamba bus stand. We had information. Ours also assisted us and we booked that case. That case also ended, but the punishment was not as much. Another case was where a girl was trafficked from Bangladesh to India and she was sexually exploited at many places. First she was brought to Bombay, ultimately she reached Goa. That is where she was rescued. That case is still under trial. To do all this, to combat sexual exploitation and human trafficking, Goa Police is doing its best. NGOs are associated with us in combating human trafficking. But just the NGOs and the police cannot do much. We need your help. Like Mr. Pandey has said, today's youth should get involved. Even a little bit of, you all are the ones who surf the net. You get any bit of information, you can pass it on. You will remain, we will keep your identities confidential. In fact, those cases where we had booked, we had used decoys. There were some citizens who volunteered to act as decoys, and that is how we managed to get those cases. Without your assistance, we can't do much. I see that you all are all enthusiastic youngsters, and there are many there on the wings. All of you have come to observe Anti-Human Trafficking Day. There's a rally being organized by us, that is Goa Police and ARZ, Anyay Rahe Zindagi. You all are all there. And I wish and I hope that you will continue to be associated in other events like this. You will get yourself involved, and your involvement in combating human trafficking will go a long way in ensuring that at least it is reduced to an extent, because elimination at the present is a long way off. A little step will go a long way in combating it. I sincerely hope that you will all collaborate. You are here. Some of you are perspiring because of the sun, so I do not wish to continue much longer. The rally will begin shortly. Thank you for being attentive.
Thank you, sir. We are about to begin the rally today. So I kindly request you all to line up in threes as per the sequence mentioned by Juliana. Zareen and Bima will be right in front with the banner, followed by all the colleges. After the colleges, we'll have the PLV and community staff. Zarin and Bhima, Vish, Chogules, Kamas, Dempe, Sharda Mandir, PLV and community, followed by all the police personnel present at this for this event.
Chocolates, marbles. इधर इधर सामने 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 एकदम सामने विशाल माइक हुई अरे जिप्पी ना हाँ भाई नहीं दे मागे तो पांच फटे माय फाटी गए ले फाटी गए ना पाटली दिसते नंबर फाटली दिसता पाटली दिसते नंबर वर किती पाटली दिसते नंबर खाली खाली गे खाली 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 करतो लो टेक आउट सकल दौड़ दौड़ सकल दौड़ दौड़ हां पूरा पूरा वेरी गुड लाइट अरे क्या आता हाँ वो तो जाएंगे हम निकल जाएंगे एकदम सर इधर मैडम
We want safety of children. 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 Akadai, akadai.
आ जाओ राइट वहाँ आ जाओ ना आ जा
इसके बाद इनका
Then you interview, sir.
नहीं अभी आएंगे